is a program dedicated to exploring timeless texts of Bhakti Yoga for people who want wisdom in their everyday life.
Welcome to everybody who's joined us here for Bhakti On. We're really excited to launch this program today and to keep it going, bringing these sound waves from the spiritual world into your home, into your ears, into your car, wherever you may be, because this is life. Bhagavad Gita is well known all over the world, and there have been at least 500 translations and in English, and there are others around the world, many different languages. People are interested in Bhagavad Gita. It's kind of a hidden jewel in the Mahabharata, which Srila Vyasadeva wrote to give people a story that would attract their minds, but then within the story there would be something that would be so profound that just by hearing it would lift them up and give them hope in life and guidance. I'm going just a couple verses to the end of the Bhagavad Gita to tell you what Krishna says is the benefit of reading this book. He says in 1870, "And I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation of ours worships me by his intelligence. And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets where the pious dwell." So there are ample benedictions that come just from listening to Bhagavad Gita. And there's a principle in hearing in spiritual realms, and especially hearing from Shastra, the scriptures, that you don't just hear them once, but you hear them again and again and again. And unlike regular scriptures or like regular books, they don't become tiresome or hackneyed, but it gets sweeter as you grind it, just like sandalwood pulp. Just like nowadays we have GPS. And let's just say, I had this experience. I had a one-day excursion to fly to Arizona to, of all things, meet a prisoner who was very interested in Krishna consciousness. This was quite an excursion because I was like special ops. I had to be dropped in, and I had to fly in, get a rent-a-car, drive across the desert to find the place. It was a prison in the middle of the desert, and then get in there. I had obviously an appointment, but halfway through the desert, and I had to make it on time, the GPS didn't seem to be responding. And I felt completely lost. I called my wife at home and said, "Mission not accomplished, and I don't know where I am." And so there's a way that Krishna is always with us. He's in our hearts, and we can't hear him clearly in our hearts because there's so many other frequencies jamming the channels. And therefore, he comes to us also as the Bhagavad Gita to give us instruction. So the story turned out okay, because actually I kept driving because I had nothing else, had nowhere else to go. It was a straight road through the desert. And finally I saw something that looked like it was probably a prison. And I was able to find my way in, and I went and met the prisoner and so forth. But the fact is that it's actually a scary experience to not have guidance. And throughout our lives, the ways in which we try to find our way forward in our lives are very scary. So for guidance in our life, if we hear directly from Krishna, as he says in the Bhagavad Gita, then we'll feel uplifted. The fear will diminish.